Us chatting for no fucking reason because all anybody likes me for is my tarot cards. I'm kidding. It's fine. I just always jump on here before I get into the tarot to warm up a little bit and talk a little shit. I'm fucking bothered today. Probably for perfectly legitimate reasons within myself. AKA this obscene endocrine disorder that I deal with, right? Suspected. Happens every month, this time of month. But, it also feels like maybe I held my tongue a little too much the past few weeks. And that's why it comes out lashing. I'm trying to control it, curb it, treat it, be healthy about it. But, also gotta talk a little shit. You gotta talk a little shit sometimes. It's not even, everybody does it. Everybody does it. About whatever, it happens. Everybody's gotta talk a little shit sometimes. Venting to your besties, bitching about work, writing in your fucking diary. Everybody, even with your in therapy, you think people don't go in and just have sessions where they're just like, well, let me complain about everything wrong that happened this week. I don't expect to be well liked. I'm too honest. Whatever. How y'all doing tonight? Hey. I'll probably do some tarot later, but honestly, because I only have these 3 decks, it just sounds boring to do more love readings. I can maybe pull the Thoth out or do more channeled messages like we did last night. Either way, I don't care. I love it. I don't care. Especially because I feel like everyone will tell you not to take things personally, but then they make it personal. And I also feel, on a personal level, I could give a fuck less what's happening in my life. I am constantly, lately, dwelling on the very dismal reality of the situation on planet Earth. And people are more caught up in their day-to-day drama, which is normal. You gotta protect yourself. Yeah, that's what I just said. Even, that's it. I'm kidding. I literally don't care if anybody listens. Sometimes you gotta just get it out of your head. That's what I'm saying. Everybody talks a little shit sometimes. I'm being very vague, very broad, because sometimes that's the fucking vibe. There's nothing in particular, is there? It is the literal, proverbial everything weighing on each of us as individuals. But individually, we have no idea how to work together or be a team because we have been pitted against one another for ever, right? So how do you get past the day to day? How do you get through to people to say, hey, yeah, I'm trying to tell you why I'm upset or what is wrong or why I think the way I do, so that we can move on and have deeper, more important conversations. Gather together, round up, gather up, if you will, and do something productive instead of just yelling at each other all the time, right? Instead of just being on the internet. Ironic, isn't it? Is this a call to arms? No. Jesus. But it all does start with a conversation, you know? Organization, planning. Look, I like, go ahead, bye. They're like, a little too anarchist over here. Yeah, I get more and more radical every day. I'm over it. Fucking over it. But nobody's vibing like that. They're like, yeah, well, there's nothing we can do. Shrug your shoulders, go out with a banger, party down hard. Okay, well, some people are not going to party for the end of the world. They're going to be slaughtered. I don't know what you're talking about, but that is hilarious. And I kind of love that kind of analogy. It's true, I suppose. The condom is the glass slipper of our generation. Yeah, ain't nobody missing a shoe. Except most people don't even want to use condoms. Like, dude, that is so gross. Like, you don't even know me and you're ready to just risk it all. You have no idea what goes on. When was the last time you got an STI test? How many partners have you had this year, week, month? People are nasty. And I get being in a committed relationship or even seeing someone, trusting them, being up to date on your paperwork. That's cool. But the resistance to safe sex is wild, wild. It's almost as if people would prefer to just be entrapped by each other for the rest of their lives via a disease or worse, a child. Damn, is this shit really delayed? Are you just now saying that? Or is it in reference to the condom thing? That's funny. Because I was saying stuff about it taking shit personal. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And then everybody is like, well, it's personal to me. But don't take it personally. I'm like, okay, whatever the fuck that means. I just noticed it's funny. It's like, I think not everyone's a narcissist. I just am seeing more and more narcissistic traits. I feel probably coinciding with the internet boom. That's so funny. Wow, really delayed if that just came through. That's so cute. I do a pretty good job of keeping up, going back and forth. I'm a time traveler. I can revisit what we said 5 minutes ago most of the time. um, we live in a society? No, we live in a sociopathy. I think that's what it comes down to. People are so self-absorbed and self-obsessed, but like I also get it because what we have to see every day is crazy. It's been freaking me out. I've been using the internet, or I should just say Instagram when I mean Instagram, more lately. I go through phases where I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to be active. It's like good for business, right? Meh. Zuck's got this fucking whole vendetta out to get me regardless. Doesn't matter. No, I'm not serious. Doesn't fucking matter. But man, if I never had to see a lip filler again, I'd be so happy. I started using an iPhone recently. That camera distorts your face. Y'all have been on iPhones for too fucking long. Granted, I have a really old one, but I imagine it's only gotten more computerized. No wonder you use a filter. They're basically like X-raying your face because honestly, the mirror is the most accurate reflection. So the next time you go to take a picture of yourself and you think that you're not photogenic or that you don't look good, look in the fucking mirror. That's what you actually look like. That is what you actually look like. It's not the way that your iPhone tells you you look. That's why you're obsessed with filters. It's very entrapping. Speaking of rabbit holes, I guess. That's a grave. That's not even a fucking rabbit hole. That's just straight to a grave. You did not miss my tarot. I didn't do it yet. That's why I always do just chatting first so people know that I am going to be doing tarot. I usually give this about 20 minutes of me just saying random stuff in hopes that it may help people. But then, yeah, I'll be doing my Thoth deck probably only tonight because I don't... Oh, yeah, you can watch the replay. I was on last night. Thank you for even wanting to be here, even though you were a bit feisty for the last one, were you not? But also the chat delays do make it kind of hard, as we've discovered. You can always watch the replay, but it is like 3 hours long, and it's only some tarot. You gotta dig through to find the tarot readings. It was a lot of rabbit hole, dream talk. We did make up in the end. Right. Agreed. That's what I'm talking about. And people are so obsessed with the way they look or what they post or going viral. And it's like, man, you know what really cracks me up about it too is people will have like, oh, I have 1 million followers. I'm famous. And it's like, honey, half those accounts you paid to follow you. There's another big portion of them that are most likely bots. Another portion of them is the same person making multiple accounts because they stan you. And the other part is people randomly follow you one time and then never see your page again. Just because you have 1 million followers does not mean 1 million people know who you are. You know? And I think it gives a sense of this inflated ego where it's like, it's not what you think it is. It's still very hollow and very fake, no matter how integrated it is into society, even if it does get you deals and promotions, because companies look at the numbers and say, cool, we'll invest. But those are not people. Those are not people. That is, accounts are not always people, right? like ancient days, like the 90s. Ah! We still had technology in the 90s. And even I would say social media to an extent that we still had message board and chat rooms and shit. But oh man, for as innocent as it wasn't, how innocent. God, our internet was funny. And it's so funny too, because I feel like with people who use some of the early social ones, thoughty bots, thoughty bodies. Um, People who use like the early social media platforms, I feel like you can definitely tell who was on what, right? Like my big social media was like everyone had MySpace, but I was into LiveJournal, man. We were like doing our coding and fucking sharing our feelings. It was like pre Tumblr, but maybe Tumblr was around still. I don't remember. I'm just saying, like, you can really tell some people were really obsessed with MySpace and they do well on TikTok or whatever. I don't know. um, People who were early into Facebook, who were early into Instagram and blah, blah, blah. I've never heard of that one. I was on Zanga. Like, I liked all those, like, personal blogs, my own journal, the, like, most goth shit ever. There was a dark side of that shit, too, which I was sheltered from as a fucking middle schooler, I guess. But there was some fucked up shit happening, and I didn't learn until more recently, where, like, internet's always been a dangerous place, but goddamn, it was a little more fun when things weren't so serious. Dude, I'm sick. Are you not sick of it, dude? I don't know what the Kali Yuga is, but Kali is a well-revered goddess in my house. That's for damn sure. Not that I'm Hindu, but I respect what the queen does. Um, yes, bullshit ass filters because they are fucking making you look worse on camera to make you feel bad, to make you feel like you need a filter because it's the camera that's distorting the way you look, even though that's not how you look when you look in the fucking mirror. You know what I mean? It's like, how did so many people fall for it? How did so many people get in that trap, man? And then like they're like, oh, I'm mental. I'm mental. It's like, are you mental or did they ruin your fucking attention span? Do you have ADHD or are you watching 15-second reels all day? Like, stop, stop, stop with the diagnosis. So much more goes on throughout your whole body than just in your brain. That blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. People are still so obsessed with it's mental health, mental health. What about physical health? Are you drinking half your body weight in water, converted into ounces? That would be ridiculous if you drank 100 pounds of water or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Are you eating a vegetable or are you eating processed foods only? Like, is it mental or is your body dying inside? And they give you a psych pill for your brain to relax enough to take you out of survival mode, which was making you anxious and depressed in the first place. Holy fuck, get to know yourself, okay? No therapist is ever gonna sit down, and especially no motherfucking psychiatrist is gonna sit down in 1 or 2 sessions, or even once a week, and know more about you than yourself. Whether or not it's a conscious awareness, or whether or not you need to check, right? Could be liver damage. Like, yeah, everything is mental because it's like where images and sounds and feelings are converted in your brain. Sure, it's all mental. But like, no, sometimes your body will have other ailments, especially on the inside, that you don't fucking know about, and you react in a way that your brain goes animalistic. It happens. And people generally do not take care of themselves. Rubbing oil on your face is not going to do anything for your organs. It's not going to provide you vitamins, you know? hmm I don't know. You think thousands of years humans been fucking it up? I feel like hundreds. Has it been thousands? I mean, I feel like early civilizations weren't necessarily trashing shit. I feel like when you think about pollution, modern pollution, and even like climate effects really was the industrial revolution, right? That's when we started using coal and working more. Yeah, we are riding on a dying rock, and that is here's the thing. Here's the thing. Nihilism both ways. We're all nihilists at this point. Because some people are nihilistic and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna put whatever I want. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna take these drugs. I'm gonna fucking party it up, right? I'm gonna look good until, because who cares if it's killing me? I'm gonna die, right? And that's nihilism, not giving a fuck and going for it and just going all in to it. But we are also nihilistic by saying, why care at all? Why give a fuck about that? Nothing matters. None of this matters. We are, like we said, on a dying rock. Let it be imperfect. We are all collectively, commonly, regardless of what side you stand on this fence, nihilists. Nihilism is the winner, because you're not so optimistic if you're changing the way you look, right? How optimistic can you truly be if you're like, I hate everything about me. Let me start cosmetically. Let me take this pill that completely changes my personality. Just saying. Do I think some people probably do need it? Sure. Yeah, I think the reptilians are gone, man. It's this weird thing it's like this weird transition where they were like, fine, y'all fucking don't want us here, y'all don't like us, we'll leave, and shit got really fucking weird. Because the thing is, no fucking race and no fucking species is inherently or completely evil. And no, I don't know. Flatter, I don't know. Like, probably not, bro. If anything, it's that the planet we once knew as round no longer exists and nobody told us. And the flat part comes from the fact that it is a computer generated simulation, right? But like, other than that, no. I don't know. Is that flat earth theory? Is that like what they inherently believe? I don't look into it because I'm like, nah, we got pictures of the planets. Not that can of worms again. Which one? Like, oh, the Matrix, right? Like that would be a pretty flat Earth, I guess. But other than that, no, I don't dwell on it too much. Feels too real. I prefer it be fake, right? Also, I do think sometimes if it was a simulation, would it not be more enjoyable? Because more people will wake up and form a resistance in the sense of the Matrix if you are living a miserable life as it is. So really the simulation, it actually doesn't really check out, because wouldn't we all be like happier and things would be a little bit easier if it was fake, if it was programmed to keep us occupied enough to not want to wake up, right? So, but then again, the entire concept of manifestation, right? I compare it to imagination. LOL. You keep referring back to psychedelics. We have different beliefs on that, but I'm glad I took them when I did. To an extent. Part of me wishes I waited. I was pretty young. But I do think it binds many of us. I mean, cheers. I don't really consider weed a drug, but it is what it is, right? I think drugs. I go back and forth about feelings about drugs. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm glad I did drugs. And sometimes like, man, I wish I never did drugs. And sometimes I'm like, man, I kind of miss doing drugs. And sometimes I'm like, man, I will never do drugs again. And sometimes I'm like, man, maybe everybody should do drugs. And sometimes I'm like, man, maybe nobody should do drugs. And sometimes I'm like, man, drugs can be so good for you. And sometimes I'm like, man, drugs are fucking terrible for you. So I have a couple. Well, I'll just say, it could be two different personalities simply disagreeing with one another on the subject, for sure. Sarah Paulson doesn't like drugs. Lana Winters likes drugs. Whatever. But I kind of go back and forth, and in general feel like you're going to learn lessons regardless, and I think drugs either slow you down or fast track you to learning those lessons. They fast tracked me and then slowed me down. That's cool. I used to not get hangovers ever when I was young. And then I hit a period of my life where I was like, damn, I'm really hungover. I don't think I can drink anymore. So now I just don't really drink that much. at a time, or very often. A little bit more lately because the weather changed and it was like, oh yeah, I'm cracking a beer right now. Yes, I want a fucking seltzer. Pass me that bubbly. Like, let's get mimosas. Something about the sun. I don't know. I swear, I really have gone months without alcohol recently, but the warm weather, I'm just like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna be outside all day. I'm gonna be a little tipsy. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. Yes. For some reason, isn't that so true? You just gotta do it, especially make slushy wine and shit. Yeah, bring me some fruity goodness. I don't even give a fuck. Rosé all day. Since when? Thought you were a Guido, man. I'm an alien, and I am definitely often isolated. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not so much. I push people away, but again, it's like this fucking rage thing that happens because the peaking testosterone levels. Thanks. I don't even know if I should be saying thank you. Thanks. You look like one. Yeah, I kind of do. All right. I have this big ass head. Look at this. That, not even human. Not human. Oh, you haven't. I promise you that. When you're 22, stuck in a perpetual motion, we're dying against the machine. Still relevant, right? The whole thing bleeds. You were nothing instead. I don't know if I really know what the words are right there. Or most of the song. You know that? I know you were expecting fucking Blink-182 or Taylor Swift or whatever, but when you're 22, when you're 22. I don't think I know the words enough, or I would keep singing it because I love singing, and why not? But what the fuck? What? This is awkward. Do I have to look it up? Why are we doing this? This better be something cool and not piss me off, okay? Is it a fucking dog? No. No, this is... What the fuck is this? Why can't I... What are we doing? Am I gonna be pissed off? What the fuck is this? Did you look it up? I'm not Urban Dictionary right now. That is not how that works. Jesus. What? See, that did kind of piss me off. Was this really necessary? Why you gotta be rude? Why did you have to completely derail the conversation we were having just to make immature poop jokes or whatever? Like, that's so weird. I'm sorry, fart jokes? What is your point? You want to go back on the shit list? Man, call me Earl. We're working on karma. Whatever Carson Daly said. My name is Earl. I'm trying to be a better person, but holy fuck, what is wrong with you? Why the fuck did you bring it up and not say anything? Again, it was just dumb. Waste of time. About to dip off. I don't even give a fuck. What the fuck? You want to act like that? Where are we right now? that dying rock in space? First of all, how can I waste time if this is what I'm doing regardless of what you say, right? You wasted everybody's time by acting like this, right? And deflected when you were called out for it. My time was not wasted. I'm streaming. Still streaming. Was streaming the whole time. That's all I'm trying to do. Who says I'm mad? There is a whole spectrum of human emotions. This is disgust. Ooh, who are you? Like, just go away if you act like that. Nobody cares. I'm not mad. I just don't like you. Get it? Come on. Are you jacking off right now? Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what this is about? Fucking weirdo. Pay me next time. We can do much better. Let's think before we speak, okay? I'm not a professional. I'm an expert. Hide what? Do you realize how boring you're being? Like, I'm sorry, you want attention so badly. Why don't you set up a stream? Why don't you come on live and have people talk bullshit in your chats? You should do that. That's amen. Amen. Homie gets it. Like, you hear what you need to hear. If your perception of my conveying of these emotions, which again, disgust. Go watch Inside Out if you need a refresher on the small scale of emotions. It's not just happy or mad. Like, the fuck? You like grossed me out. You made it weird. Like, nobody's fucking mad, bro. I don't even know you. I'm suggesting to you that you should do what I'm doing so that I can do what you're doing, and then we can see how you feel about the whole situation. Because once again, you're fucking boring. So that's why you probably don't. Right? Damn. Stay in your lane. And like homie said, reveal some things. Maybe your perception of someone being mad at you, someone in your life that you think is mad at you, isn't bad. Okay, not really sure where he, like, laughed. I mean, LMAO, what is that shit? Okay. Once again, boring. And still haven't moved on. Still don't have anything better to say. It's like, okay. Any follow-up? Anything to add? Anything good to say? What? Why are you just trying to make me mad? I'll just end the stream and move on to tarot or ban you from the chat, bro. Shut the fuck up. You're not doing anything but, like, again, you're just boring. Like, I'm not really talking about anything. I said I was going to do this for 20 minutes. It's been 30. Like, I'll go if you are just going to be like this. Ugh. You're just being immature, really. Like, it's just, you're just annoying. I'm sorry. Nobody's mad. You're just fucking annoying. If anybody else has anything good to say or interesting, would be even more appealing. Something interesting. If you don't like listening to me talk, despite the fact that you are watching me talk. Amen, amen, amen. That's what I'm saying. Acting like this isn't how I am all the time. Like, I'm feeling pretty fucking composed. Sorry. We were just fucking ranting about the things that bother us in the world, and you're like, oh, you're so mad. Bro, first of all, we started on a certain note. Once again, if it's a humiliation kink, you can pay for way better service. What do we think? Should we go back to tarot because just chatting fucking sucks? Kidding, but like also, fuck it. What are we waiting for at this point? What you think? Ready to do some thought? Because when I'm doing tarot, I don't let anybody really interrupt me. I get that conversation can be so hard. But are we ready for some tarot? Because we were having such a nice talk, and then somebody just needed more attention and had to derail the whole fucking conversation and discussion that we were having. And now ain't nobody got shit to say. So is it time for tarot? 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 Oh, you're such a bully. Okay. And am I supposed to just let people act like that? Treat me like that? For what? We ready for some tarot? Only got one deck that I'm willing to use tonight. Because I have 3 with me, and last night we did a pretty extensive love reading and even pulled out the sexual magic cards, which I don't normally do on my channels or in my streams because the graphic nature of the cards. But I do have my Thoth deck because they're general. I feel like anything can come up. And maybe I'll still pull a few cards from the other decks just for fun because I like using more than one usually and getting insight on many things. But I don't like to drive a point to death, even though that's what we just did. Killed the whole damn conversation. Good job. Everybody's really impressed and thinks you're so hilarious, and I am just such a bitch. Anyways, gonna end this one. Start a new one. Do some tarot. How we feeling? I know, right? Sorry. He's probably... That's fine. I'll see you in a minute. See you in a minute. See you in a minute. Thanks. Hope you had fun.